Hey there everyone, this is Air,
Is this Kirby on?
and we are playing Kirby Superstar. So this was the Kirby game for me growing up. It's fairly young in the Kirby saga. Or young, old. One of the earlier ones is what I'm trying to say here.
Came out after the third NES game? Or something close to that.
Third Dreamland game? I'm not sure, I think the Dreamland 3 came out after this, but I might be wrong. But anyways, you get a ton of value for this.
Get a whole at least
6
game
games.
modes.
Alright, so how are we doing for time? Let's just do it. Now, I like the way they set this up in that they've got this little prompt for your first time players and they've got a little introductory movie. I don't like how pushy it is about it because they keep coming back to it.
I mean, it also auto defaults to yes.
It defaults to yes, which is fine, but even if you say no, it'll give you a different tutorial that explains the same things, just less entertainingly.
So 2-player in Kirby in this game. The number 2 player gets to put on or gets to play as any of the abilities that Kirby gives up, or they eventually change to themselves.
Yep, so you get to play as the different monsters we encounter. I just get to poop hats on you. And of course, it's a very progressive game, as we have demonstrated. Being able to share food in a cooperative game is a great idea, I think. Really cuts down on the whole versus mentality.
I mean, usually, if they're not sharing food or dealing items, it's usually a bit more competitive or difficult. I think overall, most Kirby games aren't trying to go for high difficulty, high stakes gameplay, which is fine.
Yeah, Kirby games are definitely on the low end of things, even when they suddenly become shmups. But it's all just a lot of fun. Here, you be bomb. I'll be blue. And I think this was the first game where each ability Kirby and his partners get, there's a lot you can do. They included instructions in the pause menu, just so you can try to figure out all the different possibilities. Now, some abilities are a lot more complicated than others. Like Fighter, we saw that we got something like 3-4 pages of instructions, and there's different button hold pressures and combinations of movement and all that. Whereas Bomb just has drop bomb near you or change the angle of your throw.
Mostly exploding stuff.
That's you.
I don't think we weren't wanting his ability.
Nah. Now the sugar rush is gone. Boss time.
Boss time over.
That was a good fight.
I think both parties had a nice and even playing ground. Oh, the stars.
Now, if I remember my lore correctly, Spring Breeze is mostly Well, this is one of the first HD remakes of a game, going back to the first Kirby. But with this one, the original used to be much closer to a shmup, at least the boss level portion of it, which makes this a significant change from that. Also the fact that you can copy your enemy's abilities, which didn't come straight out the gate for Kirby.
You did have animal pals, but I don't think that was in the first game.
No, not in the first one. I think Dreamland 2 is where they came in. But I am very rusty on my Kirby history, and as I mentioned, this was my first game, so I don't exactly have a lot to go off of for the earlier ones. May as well show it off. Stupid cat bear. There's a secret room on the moon.
Can't jump during this section.
Yeah, you can.
I can. What?
It's a lot of food, a useless ability, and a decent ability, but a mini-boss you have to go through to get it.
Probably the nicest thing I like about this game is that they give a name to the second player.
All the miniature enemies that you get?
Yeah. Well, they each get a unique name.
I believe they all had names before. They are named after enemies. I'm just not sure if there's ever been like one of those Donkey Kong Country curtain calls.
I get to be Poppy Bros Jr. All capitalized except for Junior.
And the bigger one is Senior. And DDD participated in this wrestling match. With bombs and swords.
A wrestling match where anything goes, apparently. The castle is sad.
So you get a significant amount of games in this. But they're not particularly overwhelming. We just wrap that up in 5 minutes, and even the credits understand that, yeah, we're gonna blow through this. Alright, so, Spring Breeze done.
Nice and quick.
We get on to one that's a little more interesting, Dynablade. It's 2 whole stars more difficult.
That's like 3 times more difficult.
Yes, that is how math works. So the story here is that Kirby was sleeping when a giant bird cuts down a tree, knocks food onto his head, and just sort of flies away. So now Kirby's going to go and beat it up.
How dare they ruin perfectly good food.
And nap time. And so inexplicably we get a world map. Very much like Super Mario World. Why'd you knock that enemy into me?
Some of the more slicey kind of techniques. They're usually a lot shorter range than the sword.
Except for the throne cutter, which you can jump over as it returns and make it go across the screen.
It's almost like it's boomerang or something.
It's a good thing there's so much food, otherwise I might actually have to play well. Those poor enemies.
They were doomed to live in the box. They couldn't think outside of it.
Here, you can get a parasol. I was not expecting that to go straight out. Yes, we needed to share that food. I could have just picked that one up. Hello, Chef Kawasaki. Goodbye, Chef Kawasaki. It's a very involved screen kill.
Also, the rewards based off the number of enemies.
And now every time we end a level, we get a small minigame. So for the next level, we actually have to deal with a branching path. So it's not quite find a hidden exit, it's find a hidden switch, and then 2 routes will open up to you. Doing so does not actually give you any meaningful alternative routes, but it will provide you with a power room. So you can choose from some abilities that you might not have available to you. There it is.
So yeah, as a second player, you can't switch your abilities willy-nilly like Kirby can, but you can
Commit
yourself
suicide.
up. You can blow yourself up, and then if you touch anything while you're blowing up,
Anything with a power.
yeah, you'll take on their power.
Kirby should be so lucky.
If only he knew how to use power suicide.
Parasols are great for these exploding coconuts.
Except for when you don't have the parasol out.
Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't be right at the front here. And I'm up.
It really encouraged the wheel in this section.
Yep. Sadly, it's not very useful for this. If you did manage to take his hammer power up, you can slam on that spike and blow up the castle for some extra food? Maybe lies?
Probably.
But why would I do that when I have the wheel?
Does your HP transfer between stages?
I'm not sure. We may never find out. So that E on the map there is just a mini-boss encounter. It's always the same mini-boss. If you're really wanting fighter power-up, well, it's right here. But you can always take that on and you can pick it up. Otherwise, it's just there to be a nuisance if you're not quick on the map screen.
I'll take bonkers.
Okay.
Bonkers is probably one of the tallest friends, I think.
There are two oversized partners, and they're Bonkers and Bugsy. Everyone else is about Kirby size, but they are significantly larger.
I
Taking
wasn't
too
doing
long.
that well.
What? That's one way.
I wanted his powers. I wanted to claim them for my own.
Well, here you go. You can be wheel. Second player wheel has an interesting property that Kirby can get on board. So now, even though second player is on the wheel, you can get Kirby up to where you need the camera and not just be blazing ahead only to be warp start back in a couple of minutes. Well, seconds.
Wow, this wheel climbing the ladder is something special. This is what the future can hold.
It's just like riding railroad tracks, except upwards. No, there's Bugsy, the other large one. Suplex. Oops.
I was wondering if that was going to happen during this session. I wonder if there's a tier list for the abilities in this game.
There probably is, especially considering the hidden mode at the end. not like they're giving it to us. Oh, there it is. Go back down there. You DK now.
Oops.
Actually think of that part.
And
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
Bonkers and Bugsy do not deal well with tight spaces. No, I wanted your power.
I'll take your power. And eat it.
Wing is great for just getting places. Never mind that Kirby can already fly without wings, and let's not pay too much attention to...
Address?
Yeah. It causes a couple problems. Well done.
Oh, look at that hair flick. It's all about that style.
And there's a switch. And also... I think you probably want to get that, right?
Probably.
So Tack is the partner that comes from the copy ability. As you might guess, when Kirby has the copy ability, it is almost useless. It takes a copy of whichever copyable enemy you scan it with, does a little bit of damage, and then you take on that ability and you lose copy. But when you're Tack, that fist does a ton of damage, and every time you steal an ability, you heal up to full. Not only that, but you can get rid of your ability and return to Tack at any time. So you get infinite health. It's not bad.
I mean, you can't steal Crash and Cook or anything like that, but...
True, there are some abilities you can't steal. And though it is fairly decent at taking down bosses, you do also have to deal with the copy animation occurring every time you hit them, assuming they have a power associated.
You didn't feed me.
That's okay. You fed yourself. Might want to ditch your disguise and get some more health. It's broken. So broken. But it's a two-player only ability.
Yeah, single player can't make any real use of it.
And I don't think it gets any health out of it either. Well done.
That was close. It's close. This entirely is only 100% away from hitting entirely.
Now the final stage is all Dynablade.
And the walk up being to it.
Hey Kirby on. Have you ever tried to punch a bird with another bird?
I can try now. I can't grab you. no, you're about to die. I'll save you.
Aw, Dynablade was a mama. And now we're a mama. This is how it works, right?
This is how adoption works, right? A little disappointed Cat can't be a parent. He's got the clothes for it. I would trust him implicitly.
I love their little Yoshi saddles.
I'm just wondering, where did they get those saddles? Oh god,
The saddle shop?
Yoshis.
And that is how we murdered a bird, reared its children, and then set them all free.
Well, we've had 3 birds, right?
Yes, Dynablade didn't die.
Oh.
So once you've cleared out Dynablade, you unlock the Revenge of Meta Knight, which is a much more story-intensive game. For now, we're going to go to the Great Cave Offensive, which is a fantastic game where you are thrown into a deep cave with many treasures to pick up. They are absolutely everywhere. There's a lot of difficult puzzles that you need to solve to get the most bang for your buck. We're gonna do none of it.
Not even gonna grab the courtesy one.
Nope. Now this I do like about the game. There's a lot to be done with this game, and of all of them, you're probably going to be in this mode the longest, especially if you don't have a guide. But for those of you that, you know, have things to do, places to be, and you don't want to deal with this, it's a pretty streamlined experience, and you can get through it in just a couple minutes. Granted, you kind of need to know what you're doing in order to do that, otherwise you're just wandering around lost. And that's not quick for anyone.
Did you permanently miss the treasures, or...?
No, because once you've cleared the game, you can start over from the beginning with all your treasures saved.
I was meaning that some of these puzzles, they kind of block you off from being able to...
Oh, sure. I think you can still leave the room and come back to try again.
Yeah. Okay.
But otherwise, you can destroy treasure chests and not get their contents. And yes, this game is so big that they give you mid-stage save points.
That's one way to go.
Yep. One thing to be said about attack, in their enemy form, they will steal your ability. Or, if you're the second player, they will steal you. And so you have a limited amount of time to hunt them down and beat them up before he just flies off with his booty. And you're powerless, friendless, bootyless.
Oh, not my booty. Friends are replaceable, but not my booty.
I love that death animation of just spinning on the Z-axis. So that was the first major section done. Okay, no food for you. just like it was this time. But nice, another save room. We're good.
Have you ever meet up with a bird?
Now. This happens twice where you get a central hub and 3 rooms to pick from. I believe it's the center room we want to progress. Nope, it was the right. Yeah, this is the right one. This leads to forward momentum. Oops. Hitting X will give you your treasure cache. Obviously, it's not going to be very impressive this playthrough. This treasure cache, we don't want to go there.
We have a crippling fear of success and money.
Yes. Let's see, what would that be? Oligarphobia?
Possibly. Fear of oligarchies.
I was going for the oligarchy, but yes. This is a very fun idea for a boss, and there's actually 2 versions of it. This is the easy mode version of the computer virus.
That is its name.
Yep. It is all just a loving reference to Dragon Quest.
Well, mostly to RPGs in general, but Dragon Quest is probably the prime.
Uh-oh, nuclear missile switch.
But nothing happened.
But no one came. And just periodically through the fight, they're going to give you power-ups from the side. When they retreat or guard or something like that, they will take less damage. Of all the bosses, it is good that this one gives you these power-ups from the side. Because having to wait for its stars each time, well, we've seen several of its attacks where it didn't do anything, so we'd be completely powerless without an ability. 287 experience points. You earned 4 appetite points. You earned 3 courage points. You earned 2 happy smile points. You earned 2 exam score points. You earned 2 humor points. You earned 4 friendship points.
I'm pretty sure our friendship is at max level. I'm almost dead.
Yeah, except the points are made up and the friends don't matter.
Wait, you're just gonna leave your plasma ball in the cart?
Yeah. Do not just hear me.
Plasma is really unique for the 2-player.
Because you get full range floating.
Yeah, you get free flight.
Now, this third section is very difficult and takes a lot of time to get through. We're done.
Free the animals. Good job, Sonic.
So this is my Metroid speedrun.
No, you have a choice to save or to kill the animals.
Okay, so it's right last time, so it's the center this time. Yeah, this is right.
This is middle.
Very true. This is a neat concept where you drop down blindly and have to avoid these springs without, or else you lose progress like that. So you can't drop down while you're on them, but you also can't drop down onto them. What are you doing?
I went through the ground.
Ah. Right now, this is probably one of the most interestingly designed bosses and one of the most unfortunately designed bosses. If you're from the 90s, you can probably tell what the problem is here. That said, this guy is Master Hand before Master Hand. Which I think is pretty cool.
Master Hand, and Crazy Hand, Crazy Hand.
Way before Crazy Hand. So if you're a Smash Bros. Fan, you'll probably recognize a couple of these attacks.
That hand gesture.
Grab you up. Gotta be careful now.
Oh no, the finger guns.
No! We got it dead. I am going to go get an ability, thank you.
Oh, and also going to be spotted ability.
And that'll help for the rocks. Now, there was a remake of Kirby Superstar in the last few years called Kirby Superstar Ultra. They redesigned this boss so that it's more stone-like. You know.
Not to be controversial.
Yes. To bring it into the same club as Jinx and, well, the Kai, Mr. Popo. There we go.
Oh,
That's too slow.
it's an uphill battle.
That is the Great Cave Offensive. This is the home stretch. There's nothing more for us here. It's a long elevator ride.
At least they included a light off the elevator.
Loop right back to the middle, or the beginning. There we go.
So what would this be considered as? A 0% completion?
I was not aware that they gave you a unique message.
And thus, Kirby starved as a treasure hunter.
Okay. Revenge of Meta Knight. This is the most story-heavy game in the package. Means I get to do voices. Yay! So with that in mind, let's just wait here and let the story start. Reactor 1, output normal. Adjust the balancer. Let's raise the anchor. Check anti-gravity plant. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Release the sails. Solar level 288. The time has come. The time to show our power. Dreamland's lazy lifestyle will end. I will rule.
Foreboding.
This is my introduction to Meta Knight, and it made him inexplicably evil compared to the rest of the series, where he's more of a friendly rival.
Kirby's here. He's headed toward us.
Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? You'll get in the way. Get rid of him. Sir Meta Knight, what shall we do?
Soldiers near the deck, assume combat mode. So now that we've outlined Meta Knight has some nefarious plans to ruin our lazy lifestyle, we're gonna go and mess up everything.
Oh, he hasn't told us specifically.
Yes, but we're omniscient.
We're just going to beat him up because we can. Kirby's in the rocket valve.
Release Heavy Lobster! Quickly, quickly!
Nice goal, dude. I love how you get to play around with the elevators.
Kirby's behind the nozzle! Fix him!
Prepare to take off! Blow Kirby away!
Okay. Main engine ignition.
Take off!
And there we go. Heavy lobster and all.
Kirby's been blown to the ocean.
That was sure close. I'll conquer Dreamland with the halberd!
Our first target, Grape Garden! Not Grape Garden. That's the garden where I keep my grapes.
That's where I keep my raisins.
Maybe... Let's see. I'm trying to remember, because one of the early Dreamlands, the one for the NES, which got remade for the GBA as Nightmare in Dreamland, which you just faced through before. That had a Grape Garden, I believe. This is a little continuity.
In case you were wondering, at the bottom of the screen there is a time portion of this game mode.
Yeah, we can't just lag around.
It's a fairly comfortable time limit, but it still exists.
Was not counting on that to blow up. Also, I meant to mention this a while ago, but every game we get a different HUD.
That is true.
They didn't have to do that, but they put in the resources. It really helps give every game its unique feel, even though they're all basically the same game.
No, I can't throw bombs in the water. What is this?
I think the flamethrower is also similarly impaired. If we were doing a charity, this would be the time where we'd read donations.
All for speed running, probably.
And it doesn't matter, because no matter what way you're playing through it, in an auto-scroll section, you play at the game's pace. I mean, they were kind of all over the place when it came to SNES games. Oh. Now we gotta do it again.
See, this is where speedrunners would mess up.
Very true. But in today's gaming environment, people want to feel like they're more in charge of their time. And they want their play and their play time to be reflected on their skill.
Auto-scrolling sections?
I don't think we've seen the last of them, no. But they're definitely dying down when the game creators have the speedrun community in mind.
I think the main issue is that there is platformers that's still being created, or at least 2D platformers. And that's usually where auto-scrolling sections shine.
I hit the spikes, they bounced me down, I couldn't jump up.
Combo.
Yep. Oh, third time's a charm. Yeah, that's probably mostly where it comes down. Like, there are platform-like Mario games that have come out since. don't recall any auto-scrolling in there. Other than, like, Rising Lava auto-scrolling. There have been a couple levels like that. But no camera of death, from what I can recall.
I'm trying to recall last time I saw it. I think there was some Smash Bros. Brawl that was a long time ago.
Brawl. Maybe. And it's Whispy. Wispy, not to be confused with Whipsy. That's a different boss. For the Kirby After Dark games. It's more Wispy!
Just learn how to breathe.
His roots were more of himself.
Kirby's flying back toward us.
Pink cannon's ready. Shall we blast him? Alright! Shoot him!
Oh,
Well, they showed us what's what.
we got him. He fell into the forest.
Good! He'll never catch up! Are you sure?
I think they need a little bit more stopping power in those cannons.
Yeah, we're surviving, aren't we?
Like, direct hit, probably shouldn't be doing just fine. Maybe speaking about...
Look, get back here!
Maybe,
You changed your name to Help!
maybe speaking more about Kirby's durability or something, but...
Kirby is nothing if not tenacious. Okay, sorry, he's nothing if not hungry. But after that, tenacious.
We gotta get that damn Kirby. Ah, those don't heal.
No, you're not tapping. Yeah, whatever. Why go that way when we take this way? Bonkers and Bugsy have a little bit of a problem jumping. Too bad Bonkers can't hop on Kirby wheel.
It's a two-person ride. One wheel, two people.
Ouch. Sadly, you do need to pick up a fire power here. There's no way out of it. Okay, you go on. I'll just wait here.
They're cannon Kirby. Hello, Dynablade. Do we have to fight again?
It's our friend! Those clouds are going the wrong direction.
Once you get joint custody of the kids, you become friends again.
And now Dynablade's dead. Much sadness.
We shot down Dynablade.
Look! Kirby's reached the deck!
Remain calm. Let's come up with a plan.
All soldiers! Get Kirby! Now!
Thank you!
I hope he's still alright. How many other bird friends do I have?
3. Give or take Birdo. Or Birdon. Birdo is a different character. So close. From this point on, the rest of this game is on the Howard. And we ended up doing something pretty cool with it.
I like how my name gets an apostrophe.
Yes, that is an apostrophe. Kirby, gotcha!
Now you get a taste of our power! Fight!
It makes me really kind of wish want to see like people with some of the weirder symbols in their name, like the pound symbol.
Yes, I'm hashtag Billy.
And I am what? No letters, just a symbol.
Kirby's gotta reach the... Right? Kirby's gonna reach the deck! Direct him to the front of the twin cannon.
His name is just Umlaut. And then when he reaches his midlife crisis, he becomes the man formerly known as Umlaut. Now this guy right here, I look at him and I think mad scientist. I don't think judo master. But that's what he is, and he will give you suplex.
It's obviously because of purple gloves. Kirby's getting close to the twin cannon.
Kirby will be torched!
Let's go, Jim. All's weirdly spelled.
His name's Gim.
This guy.
Okay, so twin cannon, obviously, two cannons. Bottom cannon does not particularly matter. The health is all attached to the top cannon there. But if you don't want to deal with that laser, you can take care of it early. Yep, we're blowing this thing up.
The main cannon has been destroyed! Holy cow! What happened?
Kirby is heading toward the left wing.
That was risky.
Cool.
Oh, there goes the left wing.
Serious damage to the left wing. Approximately 74%.
We're gonna lose balance!
Lower the sail! Increase right wing power! This sounds like it's a recipe to go into tailspin.
Yeah.
Might be hard to miss, but this is the door.
Kirby is moving into the duct.
What is he trying to do? Is he lost?
Bye, have a good time.
Wait, I have an idea.
Right. You could take that door, or you could take this door. Auto scroll segment.
Not much of one.
He got into the armory. He'll be able to take anything.
I think I want to. Hey, you know what I could take? Gosh. It's gonna take Mike, but I guess not.
Ready?
Is this okay, sir?
Are you positive about this? Be quiet. This is our only chance. Don't fail again. Release Heavy Lobster.
Nice little auto scroll section with death coming after us.
Slightly more impending than the auto scrolling.
Which is why we won't die here 3 times.
Get Kirby.
Oh no! Our battleship is being destroyed! Oh.
Oh no.
That's not important now. Go ahead.
Our 1 acid is expendable. Kirby's life also is expendable.
Well, they do have a full base that they launched the halberd from.
Also, the interesting thing about plasma is that to charge it up, you have to keep moving and creating static electricity.
Disappointed. So Heavy Lobster is able to produce a small little paint blob, which if you eat it, and you'll get the paint power, which is never anywhere else in the game. If you do that, you'll completely go blind, do random attacks. Could be dangerous, could be a lot easier because he can't aim for you.
Major damage to the right wing. Don't worry. We've regained our balance.
Ellipses on Espanol.
Kirby's outside! He's going under the ship! So you wanna say why? The reason Meta Knight's Spanish?
Does there need to be a reason?
Good reference to something.
I don't see Kirby on the radar screen. Get Kirby, now!
He must be hiding in the clouds. Well, it all comes down to Kirby right back at you. So, not 4chan, jeez. 4 kids. They were a little contentious whenever it came to them dubbing anime. But that aside, they picked up that show, and they decided, you know what, Meta Knight's Mexican. Why not?
Kirby's entered from underneath the ship.
The bottom's weak. The wind is too strong. It's too cold.
I'm afraid of heights.
No way, I ain't going. You chickens!
Good old irony. Mr. Captain, there is a chicken himself, and not an enemy that appears at all in the game. Wonder why they decided to make the captain chicken.
Oh, that line? Actually, maybe not.
Well, considering this would have been scripted in Japanese.
Yeah.
You go down there?
I'll try my best.
It's a little difficult for Kirby to get out of that chamber, which is why I recommend that. Though if you have a power that can go through walls, then that works. So, do not be tempted by this elevator. You want this one over here. Nice. So, that switch that we hit while I was off screen will actually clear the way down here, making this elevator actually useful. Want it? No?
Yeah. I'll stick with Bugsy.
Because he's got double Zeds for the extra extremity.
Texas, you know it.
Uh-oh. We can't get in there. No! Well, in there is another hidden cache. You get some dialogue, and you get some food.
Kirby is heading toward the reactor.
If we lose power, we're doomed! Relax! The reactor can't be defeated! I hope no reflect lasers hit the reactor. That's a secret!
It's a good thing that they're not blaring all of their dialogue across the loudspeakers. So, like the twin cannons, this also has a destructible cannon, but the core you can't do anything directly about. You need that plug-like cannon to line up its laser with you and direct it towards that crystal core. I think that might be too low. It is rather impressive that they got this laser to reflect off of the surfaces in this NES game.
Probably heavily scripted.
Not that we're actually showing it off very well. There it is.
Okay. That worked. Bad news, the reactor's been damaged.
The wheelies are abandoning ship! Do something!
So much for your wheelie power.
The whole ship is powered entirely by wheelies. We are losing energy! Engine number 3, engine number 5.
Ain't any power left! We can't fly!
We failed. It's over. Attention all crew! Evacuate ship!
The ship's going down!
What's Ninja's name?
Biospark.
Biosmack, really?
I'm not staying! I'm evacuating!
Now it's your turn to evacuate.
No! I want to stay with you, sir!
Let's try one more time to get Kirby!
It's dangerous, but it's worth a try. Thank you guys. Thank you guys just seems so out of character for him. I mean, it's good that he's a good boss. It's just those particular words don't seem like they'd suit Meta Knight.
Wait, Kirby!
You can't go any further!
So Meta Knight, you're on your own!
We're evacuating!
I mean, not to raise any alarms, but for like the past 5 or 6 stages, we've had like 0 lives.
Oh. When did we lose them? Oh, I guess the auto-scrolling. This was this story. Kirby, this is it. Prepare to die.
The thump.
Shivers.
Now, you can completely ignore that sword, and after a couple of seconds, he'll just go and fight you anyways, but this is a good climax to the story, and also, we're running low on time.
I'll let you introduce yourself. And I clearly wanted a sword duel. And a sword duel is what you will get.
So, it's gonna be close.
close there.
Just a little. And now for an incredible sequence. Escaping the destructing halberd. Which, in a unique twist, if you're playing multiplayer, Kirby is useless! You cannot hop off of Wheelie. You'll never escape! All you can do is fruitlessly fire these stars. Meta Knight is invincible, and he's just there to ruin your day. But once you're at this part, you're basically done. Ramp off.
And then you get your Mega Man X sort of ending. Was it worth it? All the battles.
You could see just a couple of seconds ago that little light pixel flying off. Clearly Meta Knight. I don't know what he's getting revenge for. I don't know why he mellowed out. But so is the tale of Revenge of Meta Knight. So once you clear out Revenge of Meta Knight, you get the 6th and final game, Milky Way Wishes. This is the one I really wanted to get to.
It's a whole 5 stars of difficulty.
Let's wait for the story on this one, too. This should also look familiar to you Smash players. One day in the year unknown, the sun and moon fought day and night.
Hey! Can you make peace between the sun and moon? You need to ask the giant comet Nova for help. But first, there's something we must do. To ask Nova, we must gather power from all the stars around us. It'll be difficult, Kirby, but you can do it. We are counting on you. Good luck!
And so we are sent on our mission across the galaxy by our good friend Marx, who is not trying to stage a revolution of any kind. We also may as well play this, because it explains something very important. You can't copy enemies' abilities in this game! Don't worry, there is a better way to do it. It's called the Deluxe Copy ability. By touching the Deluxe Copy characters, Kirby acquires that ability forever. You can select acquired abilities by pressing Start. There's no limit for using abilities. Use them as much as you want. You can select different abilities during play. Press X or left and right to cycle through. If you come to a dead end and can't break through, you must find another hidden ability. Now this is the final game, so concentrate and do your best.
Sorry.
So there are a lot of planets that you go and visit and harness the power of.
It's a pretty open world from what I remember.
Yep, you've got full control over the 2D plane. You can go to any one of these wonderful planets.
So let's
So
go
how
to
about
none of
this
them.
one?
Let's go to none of them.
This is unnecessary for completing the game, but it gives you a pretty interesting ability. See if you can guess which.
Yes.
Oh, you can still copy Crash, because there's no trophy for him. Yes, you in particular must die. You know, entering this door, be careful, immediately start flying. Wouldn't want to hit that pit. So, completely optional, but gives you the best multiplayer power. It also allows you to go through the game as if you were normal Kirby.
Don't need that. Look at that speedy
Ow.
run.
I love this level. It's very creative. You go through this door, and we actually seem to be in some place very similar to where we left.
Can't seem to do anything here.
But we do it again, and maybe you've caught onto the conceit. Every time we enter that door, the season of this planet changes. I'm waiting for winter. Look at this. This door. And with it, we've got permanent ice. But sometime between fall and winter, the tree grew back, so let's get back to fall. That's a really cool concept for a level, especially in a game where the sun and moon are fighting back on Popstar.
Oh, there we go. Nope. So that's how you do that feature.
That, we get Fighter.
All of these abilities are actually really well hidden.
Mhm.
Or at least a little bit difficult to get.
Probably about the same level as Great Cave Offensive. So, there's another tree we can get over. I don't remember if there's something. It wasn't summer, was it? Get back here.
Thanks for getting me out of the pinch when I was almost an ice cream sandwich.
Right, okay, you get to this side of it, and you keep swapping through the seasons. And this hole in the trunk in summer.
Access to Sir Kibble.
And I think those are the 3 abilities you get in this stage.
What do you think the odds are of us missing?
Let me give it 10% on this. Alright, so once we clear out one planet, it will form a chain with the next suggested planet in the stream.
Solar
Sa-
system?
yeah. Sadly, no planets connect with the grass planet. Such is the fate of the first level.
Kind of hurts.
Yes.
Oh.
Do not touch the Gordo.
Oh, so they actually named the planets. This is Oculus?
Yes. No. You know, if you wanted to be immortal, you could just play tag.
Where's the fun in that?
You get to be an immortal cat burglar? Oh,
We don't
was
have any
there...
fire.
I feel like you could get through here at this point. But, yeah, we don't have anything.
I don't think there's any fire for us to copy either.
No.
I mean, aside from my...
Well, maybe it's just a
exploded
bonus, because I do remember going through all these stages in order and getting all of them. Worst case, we're going through this at a pretty good clip, so we could always come back to this. By the way, you're welcome to play.
yeah. About that. I think you need to kick me off.
I'm fairly confident you can press A while waiting for me.
Isn't there something in there?
Well, there's an ability here.
Here? Oh.
Now this one is a water current maze. Yeah, there's one ability. I think that's the only one in this maze, so we just have to find the correct exit.
Hopefully.
Oops, this is not it. And they definitely do a good job here of not leading you by the nose. If you took a wrong turn, you get a door. Now that door right there is kind of a bit of a sneaky trick, but did we go up before?
I think we went up.
Yeah. Don't need to keep guessing. Whale time.
This guy again.
It would be best. I'm sure so.
I know.
Attack would
but it's
definitely
best.
be the best here.
I keep going past it.
I think if you're holding X, you can go left. Okay, no. It just cycles forward. Unfortunate.
Fists of Fury.
Sky high.
This world is all clouds.
I wonder who the boss will be.
I can't enter the door.
Okay, I can.
Capsule J.
Hey, Capsule J.
Oh, I got a hyphen in my name this time.
And there's your fire.
Isn't there something up there?
I'm sure it's not important.
Floating fries.
And green ice cream. Okay, now, I don't remember the path through here. It is a door maze, and there is a hidden ability in here.
Isn't the clouds being something special?
Oh, right, the clouds lead you forward.
Do you want to keep going forward?
Oh, okay. Maybe they don't.
Don't we get a bomb here?
I'm not sure what we get, but we do get something here. Okay, so we've gone full circle. Okay, is this ability or is this progress?
Wouldn't they have a special door?
I think there's more level after this part. Good, ability.
This got all the flight abilities. And wheel from Sky High.
So, mobility, movement. Now we just have to find the exit. Good luck. Hey, we found it. Our luck was good.
See, the door was special.
I could have sworn there was more level after this, but I guess we're boss time.
This looks like a nice, happy place.
Is this a planet or is this a star? Granted, he's from Pop Star, so... And we're told to get the power of the star, so yeah. This is actually the most star-like star.
Do you planets count as stars?
Generally, no.
Can we go up there?
That's too narrow. We need invincibility. Still need invincibility.
Or you want an ability?
Yeah, whatever. Put that one here.
Can I go back? Oh wait, we can. Onward. Onward, steed.
Where we're going, we don't need rails. Oh. Maybe there isn't one there.
Just because you have a fire ability doesn't mean you can live with fire.
Certainly not. Certainly easier with a partner. Get out. Oh, there goes the right. And your leg. Lava hurts.
I'll take that under advisement. I am doing stellar.
I noticed. Ow. You knocked me into the lava.
It's not my fault. I was exploding. I was exploding too quickly. What were we supposed to do?
We have control over this one.
Just gets you tomato.
This is one we could have encountered if we properly did the Great Cave Offensive. I believe he always comes out as a random color.
Like a chameleon.
Whenever he does this, he can also come out as a new color.
Except this is not what a chameleon does at all.
Fair point. You saved me!
You tried to return the favor.
Oh, you're still alive.
Yeah, chameleons, they change colors to try and attract a mate. Which is something you don't really think about. Or probably don't know.
Hmm.
It's
I know the popular belief is that it's emotional. Which, I suppose that is an emotion.
Okay, well, I thought it was for maybe. Could just be for emotes. They gave up the greatest stealth mechanic in the game. In the world.
I do not claim to know one way or the other. So the thing about this area, Cavios, is there are a lot of mini-boss fights around.
I think I need them through the map. As Bugsy. Right.
Just like that, we get bomb.
Are there any required abilities to get into this?
Um,
Actually, maybe they're not required, because you can probably just pass by them.
yeah, I think for the most part you can complete each level. You will miss out on bonuses and maybe some powers. But if you're just looking for game completion, I can't think of any area where you need some ability.
I was mostly thinking, is there any ability that's like forces you to weapon? Do we want to get...
No, you don't. There is a better route through this level. That's where it would lead us, but we don't need to. Actually, hold on, I'm not entirely certain there isn't an ability. Yeah, I think this is where you get hammered. Good call. I don't need this anymore.
And off it goes. Oh, we still need Yo-Yo.
Alright, so we need to hit a switch to get in there.
That's a switch.
Yep. Bam Bam Rock. I think bomb's probably the best. Ah. Okay, whatever. Sword's good. Way to punch that bomb. Forget about that?
I was wondering if it actually works like that.
You can blow yourself up with your own bombs if you cook them too long.
As long as you throw them all, you're good. What is this one? City Life?
Mechai.
Is this the Meta Knight planet?
This is the mechanical planet. We're actually pretty close. If there's 2 abilities per stage, we'll have everything covered. Just be.
We need to grab Asma. Yo-Yo.
You remember.
Go on without me. There should be one here. Exactly. There.
There we go. Yeah, I do remember this area. We want to jump right up to the top.
All this stuff we're missing.
It's not fun. They're kind of like Cavios. This is a boss arena. I know it's on the right side, I'm just not sure which level it is. Maybe up to? Finally caving? Yeah.
That was good.
It's Heavy Lobster!
Can you pick up the paint ability here?
I'm not sure, but I'm kind of skeptical considering, you know, not having a copy of it.
You're able to take a crash or something.
True.
Question is, does he really?
No.
Never know.
Just like that, we're at our last planet.
Half moon.
It's like a full moon, but not quite.
It's like 50% of one.
Maybe should have warned you about the electric blocks. No. kind of thought they had themselves covered, but guess not.
Well, you know, every planet needs its own security system. They just happen to be electronic blocks.
Electronic ones. The electrical?
Onward.
I know there is an ability in here. I don't remember exactly where, but it is on the screen. This is a bit of a nightmare. There are patches that you can just drop through, although you might not think you can.
I think as long as there's no stars in the way.
You mean the big yellow ones?
Yes, the big stars.
No! Well, I found it.
Thus, the mysteries have been solved. Last one is.
I don't remember. It's easy to deduce. You don't have power.
Ninja?
Ninja?
I don't have ninja.
Makes sense.
Maybe in a group with ninja?
So you were a ninja, so I wasn't quite sure.
Onward, second speed. Go through this. I made it. You wanted that. Made it.
Right, there's power on this. Or rather, a door on the screen that leads to power. I can't rest on the ground long enough to absorb my power. So I have to press A instead of down.
So that should be all.
We got a full set. Actually, plasma might be pretty good here. Because they give you a lot of time to charge up. This is going to be the harder version of the computer virus.
The layout's different.
Yep. And they'll actually attack. Instead of waiting for the final form. Evil Knight.
Oh no, I don't like him.
If you don't seem to be doing anything in the fight, I'll say that you're taking a timeout. And what RPG would be complete without a red dragon?
The one with Blue Dragon?
Now, we've been guarding a lot of attacks, but any of these sharp-edged attacks seems to be able to do damage even through a guard. Reduce damage, but more damage than we'd like. This is what the plasma shield is Kirby and Co. defeated all enemies. You earned 150 experience points. You earned 2 greediness points. You earned 4 appetite points. You earned 4 humor points. You earned 4 exam score points. You earned 2 honesty points. You earned 1 friendship points.
I don't see the relationship between the exam scores and the honesty points. You're never filling those answers, honestly.
Calling me a cheat. So now that we have borrowed the power of all the stars, Nova appears before us. Ready? I will grant you one wish.
Well, I want to control Popstar.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, blast off.
Wow, it worked! The sun and moon and fighting. Go find Nova. All my plans worked! Popstar is all mine. Now I can do anything. I must be going now.
Good news, everybody! The sun and moon are no longer fighting each other.
They are fighting the third party.
Wish granted. So if we just go over to Nova here, we will find that we are suddenly in a shmup.
I get the best name.
Helper. No matter which partner you are, you're always going to look exactly like that. Which is fair. I wouldn't want to program. What are we looking at?
17-ish.
No. We don't even get to choose our powers here. Now, the way I've got things configured, it looks like I don't have diagonal movements. That's going to be interesting. I'm sure I'll be fine.
Just gotta make really quick half circles.
Alright, and finally, Nova. I don't know if there is a way to get through this boss without getting hurt once. There's definitely some sort of mechanism to determine how far this spins before, spoilers, it eventually reverses. But I'm not sure exactly what that mechanism is. Get down!
Yeah, buy them for the blue tubes.
And there's going to be one cannon that just has no room to sneak past it. That one.
I could have just waited, then I could have proven you wrong. Just have your friend destroy it for you.
No, that went to the end of the screen. So. Okay, so we've stopped Nova. There's still one problem left. Let's get something. Now we fight against Mars, and he is quite easily the toughest boss in the game. And that he's actually going to stay on screen for a little while. He has a wide range of attacks. That one will pierce through your guard, so careful to watch where those C's are landing. And don't be there. That attack will freeze you.
That's it.
That's it. Now, Marx as a character doesn't particularly amount to much. He's your standard trick the hero into furthering your plans. Hey, the sun and moon are getting along and moving a little quick.
The day and night cycle of Pop Star is weird.
Yeah, just a little. But that form that he takes on after he's tricked you and you've given him Nova on a silver platter, it's great, and they keep running with it. Also, this song, speaking of great,
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize there was a story before each chapter or whatever.
each of the games.
Yes.
Yeah, they all got a story. First one, DDD took all your food. Second one, we alluded to, Dynablade causing a ruckus, presumably because she has children to take care of.
Well, I was more so meaning that like I didn't realize you had to not press anything on the new game screen.
Oh, yeah.
I always skip past that part.
Understandably. Unless you want that story, no reason to stick around for it.
What's the story here? Oh, first place.
Okay. Oh, I can't skip this. Oh. Just let this play then.
Yeah, see Kirby with all the forms we haven't been able to see.
Yeah, Sakurai just sat down one day and he said, you know what? Our sprite sheets aren't full enough. Draw a whole bunch of Kirbys as if they were doing our jobs.
Mentor Kirby. Coffee.
Now,
Kirby.
as a kid, I had no idea what that sort of Kirby is supposed to be, but he's kowtowing. He also has a cup of tea. They reused it. Well, despite being 6 games, we actually plowed through this pretty effectively. Granted, we've only done 5 of the 6 games, if you count Great Cave Offensive as being done, which I do.
5. We did do Gourmet Race.
Correct.
And there's Mario for some reason.
Executive producer, that's right.
On the stream, you have the most games done in a single stream, possibly ever.
Nintendo.com Unlimited. There is more. So, oh! I was expecting Gourmet Race needed to be done. It's completely optional. Awesome. Which is great because it's completely single player. Well, you ready?
Sure. The final challenge.
So the arena is entirely a rematch of all the bosses, randomized. Except for the final one. The final one will always come last. Which, I realize now that I've said it, is kind of a tautology. But I mean, the last boss fight will always be the same fight. Is it just me or... Oh no, never mind. I get what's happening. I was confused at the way the screens get cut off, but this looks intentional. Now you do have to actually watch your health, though as Tacky kind of has. Because you only get a handful of tomatoes to go through the entire gauntlet.
I mean, you can always create more of me.
But then I lose my ability.
Yeah, but like in the middle rooms.
The middle rooms will give you a random ability, but it doesn't mean they'll give you a good ability. Going after you. Why are you dying?
I don't know why, but I was expecting to jump off.
Just gonna bounce in. No! Gee, I wonder which ability I'll take. None of them, because the next boss removes your ability.
And you could grab them anyways.
No point. So yeah, it doesn't matter what ability Kirby has to use this fight. He'll lose it going forward. I think Helper will stay the same ability. It makes you wonder why. No neutral for Helper, yeah, but if they're able to remember, if they're going to spend the resources to remember what the Helper was, why can't they just remember Kirby's ability? Granted, it kind of sets up the Marks fight, which follows immediately after, kind of well. So you come in as Naked Kirby, and you select your optimal way of taking care of him. These are fun. If you're doing multiplayer, make sure you share. I don't like either of these for that boss. It's probably a little better. Because it's gonna have more of a an aerial attack. You fool! That. If you wanted to be sword so badly, you could have just touched the trophy.
I forgot there's a guard button. I chose not to guard.
Yeah, well, good news, if you die here, you're going to immediately come back. Not against the non guy. Though I think copy ability will give you a random one. If you touch it. Do I wheel? No. Okay, I need one of those tomatoes. Good timing. You cannot go to sleep.
But sleep is my favorite.
Good job, DDD. You did a thing.
That's all good on us.
Also, Mario, Luigi, Birdo in that crowd. Alright. This is the horror monster fight. I don't remember if he forces you to pick up the sword. I suppose you could wait it out since you don't have a time limit.
You can choose to wait it out.
Yeah. Just wait. There we go. Bye, me. You can tack it up.
I don't have an ability to seal though.
I think the bombs from the sky are gonna give you bomb power. If I let one of them bomb. Just look at how broken tack is. Like that tried to grab you as you were dying.
I'll be taking another ability, please.
Alright, next up, the most devastating foe. A single Waddle Dee. Granted, it's a Waddle Dee with a lot of health, but it's also one with no AI.
Why can't we fight him like 20 times in a row?
I am the only one who can put things in my mouth. It's Fatty Whale! So rude.
Yeah, at least he's happy with the name.
But I do like his little sailor suit. It's cute.
Sweet.
There's only one of them. Boss so iconic you fight him 3 times.
That was pretty tough. Stood in the one spot.
Okay, now these two are actually gonna do something.
And la la la.
Yeah. Not a lot of something. I can't help you right now. If I throw a bomb at you, you don't take it.
The ball power up will be mine. At least they offer other abilities during this fight.
Uh-oh. No bombs on the wrong side. Ooh, 106 damage. That was not.
I don't know how he did so much damage.
Just in time. Oh, and since I haven't shown it yet, may as well. Completely worthless as an ability, and they actually use this to great effect as a trap in the Great Cave Offensive.
So might as well grab tomato. Might as well grab 2.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's the arena?
That's the arena. Alright, and with these last precious minutes... Well, first of all, we get a sound check for completing the arena. But since we're this far, we may as well clean up what we didn't do. So, Kirby on, take a nap.
Alright.
This is all based on getting to the finish line while collecting food. Getting to the finish line first is worth 30 points, but each piece of food, with one exception, is worth 1. That exception being the maximum tomatoes being worth 3. Unfortunately, if you clear a path, DDD will take advantage of it. So sometimes you're just better waiting for him to catch up and take care of the busy work for you.
So this is medley, I think it's called, where you do 3 stages, and they calculate the score total at the end of all 3 stages and see if you beat King DDD or not.
Yeah. So you can lose a race. It's not a problem. Though, you gotta make sure you're collecting enough food to make up the difference. And you stop collecting food as soon as your opponent crosses the finish line, so don't think you can just stall it out. So many speedy abilities we have for this course.
None of which exceed wheel.
I could see an argument for wing.
Maybe? I don't know if Ninja is worth it at all. We don't really have much of a speedy ability.
It sounds fast, but I don't think it's actually going to do anything for you. It's okay, it was close.
Almost factor 6.
Alright, so last few games are competitive mini games. So I don't want to do this one first, I want to do Samurai Kirby first. This one comes down to whenever the exclamation mark appears, hit a button and try to have better reflexes than your opponent. If you shoot the gun, then you'll get a fault, but if you do it twice consecutively, then you'll concede a point.
It's just like tennis. I love the samurai outfits, though.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, close. This is for all of it.
All the marbles. Ah.
Single player version will have you going across all the different 2P options. Well, options, it will randomly assign it to you. And they will get progressively better. a similar theme happening with Megaton Punch. This is all about lining up the various meters. It's the same DDD crowd. Trying to put as much power as you can into your Megaton Punch. Poor Popstar.
Oh, draw.
What?
This is gonna be pretty close too.
Aw, I thought I had that. Really? Now on the Samurai one, it will stalk you once someone's done the best of whatever. This one seems like it wants to have you do the full set for the tournament. Though this is because you could break a record. Doesn't keep your records, but for your personal benefit. I am consistent, if nothing else.
Did you mention that there was 2 Marios and Luigis in that stage there? That's why they have so many lives. They have doppelgangers.
Alright, so that wraps it up for tonight. Thank you everyone for coming on out. Hope you enjoyed. So, moving forward, I think it's long time we finally made our way back to an Atlas RPG. I'm not going to tell you which one, but I will say you'll never see it coming. Till next time, everyone, take care.
Bye.